Hi, Mike and Arlen. Our Philippine journey. Thanks so much for dropping in. We really appreciate it. Subscribers, viewers, whatever. We don't care. Trolls are even included. International arrivals, tourists in the Philippines. Nah, the Philippines did not meet its own projections. And the surprising number of different tourists. In other words, what was pre pandemic and what is now, and the effect some legislation has had on that. Let's talk about it and see if it affects you.
Why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance, no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
Okay, so, you know, rather than cover a bunch of different news articles, we usually just pick one or two and we just go into it a little bit more in depth because we want to kind of engage your brain a little bit and we want to bring up certain aspects of it. Now, with that being said, so there was an article in the news, I think it was the Phil Star, a part of article in December of 2024. And I didn't say anything about it then because I wanted to see what the end result was going to be for the entire year. Because you never know, miracles happen. Okay? So let's take a look right here. This was in 2024. It was published December 18th, but you know, they put it together. Okay. So international arrivals, let me fix that right there. Okay. So international arrivals reach 5.65 million in 2024 so far, short of the target. Yes, they were short of the target. And it goes on to say the Philippines has welcomed nearly 5.65 million international visitors as of December 17th. In total, the country received 5,646,351 international tourist arrivals since the start of the year, falling short of its 7.7 million for 2024. 91% were from foreign countries. All right, foreign tourists. 8% were overseas Filipinos. Okay. All right. Well, we've got some new data that we're going to show you very shortly. They talk about where they're coming from. Who's the number one? South Korea accounts for 26.6% of the international arrivals. Now, we all know, those of us that live here, those of us that travel, those of us that understand, there are a lot of people coming here that just say they're here as a tourist, and they're not. They're here to do business, but just saying it's a tourist, they're getting a tourist 30-day entry, and it works fine for them. But for whatever reason, we'll go with that. The United States lagged behind at 889,000. Then Japan, then China at 306. All right, that's a huge drop. Huge drop. Okay? And that has something to do probably with the pogos and the President Marcos quit doing the electronic visa from China. But look at this. Australia, way down there at 249. All right. The United Kingdom didn't even hardly make it on the list there at 150. So the Department of Tourism had a projection of 7.7 million. It projected 9.5% growth, which would bring the country back to pre-pandemic levels of 8.2 by 2027. Okay, so this hasn't even happened yet. The decline in Chinese tourist arrivals from 1 million in 2019 to fewer than 244 in 2024 remains a significant challenge. Well, kicked so many of them out of the country, shut down their pogos, their gambling things. All right. Yeah, I guess they're a little pissed. All right. So I'll put the link below for this particular article and you can take a look at it. Now, I think what else is interesting here is according to the statistic agencies, Philippine Statistical Authority, a total of this was now for the full year 594,000. Whoops. 5,949,350 for 2024. 91% are predominantly foreigners. 8.5% were Filipinos living overseas. Okay, well, I wanted to know more about this. I really and truly did. So we looked over here at Statista. Okay, now here we are. If you want to take a look at 2019, pre-pandemic, it's just like all over the place here. 8.26 million international tourists. Then pandemic hits, 2020 takes a big hit, 2021 virtually non-existent, 2022 starts to pick back up, 2023, okay, and then 2024. Well, you know what? 2024 does not even beat 2016. And they were predicting to beat 2017. That seems a little strange. Now they're predicting to go even further. They're predicting that they're going to go into the 7 million range this year. I don't know. I really and truly don't. I do know this. I do know, there's like, oh, but they're spending so much money. They're, look at their receipts per visitor, all right, in the tourism sector. Well, look at the difference in the peso. Of course, okay, that's a given. They're spending every one of them. I mean, when you're talking about 1 million of them and they're spending 500 pesos a day more or 1,000 pesos a day more than they were. So, I mean, you got to use your brain and kind of flip back and forth. I'll put the link to this particular Statista down below as well. You can go take a look at it. But with all of that being said, what do you think that means? The Chinese are going, the South Koreans are flooding in. Great. To me, personally, I don't care. I can certainly understand why there are less from Australia, UK, and the United States. Flight times are longer. In Korea, from Incheon to here, I mean, you can literally leave at noon and you can be out having dinner at 6 o'clock. Whereas it's a damn near 24-hour trip from the US. Not to mention the price of flights are much more expensive. Finding economical, lower rate flights is much more difficult. Once they fill those $1,000, $1,200, $1,500 round trip seats, then they're up to the $2,000 seats. We've seen people that have paid as much as $3,500 for a domestic last minute type, not domestic, an economy last minute, like 1 week advance notice ticket. So it's more expensive. It takes longer. It's a full day to get here, a full 24 hours, and a full 24 hours to get back. So, yeah, we understand that. And if you go out, you see it. You absolutely see it. But how does this impact you? Well, I just really don't think it does. I don't think they're going to meet that 7-7. I mean, look at Thailand. They just smash the Philippines. They absolutely smash the Philippines. Vietnam is increasing at a rate faster. There are people that talk about the Philippines GDP, and it's the fastest growing GDP in Asia. When you read between the lines, that's not exactly true. All right. When you look at it, their GDP is not as great as you would think. I'm not saying it's not statistically true, it's not numerically true, but when you read between the lines, it's a different story. I don't know. I want you to tell me, does this impact you at all? Do you think it matters? Does it matter that the country can't meet its own projections? Do they need to be more conservative and then be grateful when they break that barrier? Setting high expectations and not getting to those expectations? I don't know. You tell me your thoughts, your comments. Let us know below. Otherwise, thanks. Have a great day.